And good afternoon from Cairo. Today is actually my first Cairo interview, but with us, we still have somebody all the way from Australia. But she did come to Cairo a long time ago. Let me tell you who she is. She was born in Australia, raised in Fiji, and now based in Cairo. Today, we're lucky enough to have Michelle Rounds, who occupies a rare artistic position, internationally active jazz and soul singer who has built a deep, respected career almost entirely outside the traditional centers of the global jazz industry. A singer, songwriter, collaborator, mentor, and teacher, she is especially known for her fearless scat singing and her openness to language, sound, and culture as living, evolving forces rather than fixed traditions. Michelle Rounds has never followed a straight line. Her voice moves fluidly between soul, jazz, scat, Pacific melodies, Portuguese phrasing, Japanese collaborations, and the soundscapes of Cairo. Her life, like her music, has unfolded across continents rather than within scenes, shaped by a family, migration, curiosity, and an instinctive trust in music as a lifelong calling rather than a career strategy. So we're so lucky to have Michelle on the line. She's actually in Cairo, and let's meet Michelle. Good morning, good afternoon, Michelle.
Good day to everybody. Hello, all the viewers, and thank you, Mohammed, for having me. It's very
Thank
kind of you.
Thank you. So we've got viewers from Fiji today, from Australia, from New Zealand, America, Europe, and obviously our amazing guests in Cairo. So, Michelle, I met you. Let me quickly tell you a little story how I met you. You probably couldn't remember this, but this was back in 2009. I had come to Egypt, worked as a journalist many years ago, and I was here for about 8 months. And I hadn't heard anything Australian. I haven't seen anyone Australian. I was getting a bit, homesick and a bit stuck here. And then I looked into the guide back then. We didn't have Instagram. I think we just had Facebook. And it said Australian singer. And I go, Australian singer? Where's the Australian singer? And it was a place called the Sawi Culture Wheel. So I took a friend there. I had an English friend, Amy, was with me. And we went to watch you. And we didn't actually meet properly, but I just, wow, here we go. You know, the sound of Australia, the accent, and obviously the music. And then we met many, many years later at the embassy, the Australian embassy. And I reminded you, and you couldn't remember me, but I remembered you. So tell us a little bit of how you came to Cairo and maybe what happened before that, your life before Cairo.
Very good, thank you. And now, if you're saying 2009, I think that was this concert. No, wrong hand. This one.
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
that was the
I even
concert you
told my
saw.
uncle about it. I'm
Gilgamesh
going to
at
go watch
Sakia
an
Sawi.
Australian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
that's it.
tried. I've tried to put up the oldest posters I have, the oldest ones that I've possibly got. And I'm pretty sure that's the one you went to because that was 2009 November. So basically, I was in Fiji. I thought I'm going to go and live in Fiji. I'd been in Japan for 5 years and just singing jazz, jazz the whole time. And I'd gone back to Sydney and saw my mum and my son. I said, "Oh, I think I'll go and live in Fiji. Let's have New Year in Fiji. It'll be great." And while I was in Sydney for a week, I got an email saying, "Oh, can you go to Egypt?" It didn't say Cairo. It said, "Can you go to Egypt? There's a 3-month gig." And I'm like, "Oh man, I'm going to miss New Year's in Fiji." And my mother, I could hear her in the background going, "You've never been to Egypt before." So I'm like, "Yeah, okay, fine, I'll go to Egypt." So I went to Fiji, did a tour, found a great guitarist because the guitarist I normally use was very unwell. Found a great guitarist. We did a tour of New Caledonia. I said to him, "Look, you're gonna have to come with me to Egypt. We're just gonna go for 3 months. It'll be fine." Egypt. I thought we were going to Cairo. We went to Luxor. Luxor.
Oh, now for our
Yes.
viewers
Go
that don't
Google
know
it,
where
everybody.
Luxor is, so Luxor is on the other side of Egypt. They call it, is it Upper Egypt, but it's actually down there, isn't it, next to Sudan? I don't know. Yeah. So if you look at Egypt,
Yes, but it's Upper Egypt. Yeah,
It's Upper Egypt, but the Mediterranean Sea and Alexandria and Greece and Italy are up here, and you've got
yeah.
Luxor down there, but it's called Upper Egypt.
Okay, okay.
So it's all the way. It's about 1,000 kilometers from Cairo, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
around that. Yeah.
And we never saw a pyramid because there aren't any pyramids there. Yeah, amazing. I had a fabulous 3 months there with my Fijian guitarist, Mbale Lambasa and Amborisi. And they liked us. They kept us for 6 months. Then he went back, and I said, I'm going to stay here. This is good. This is good. So I stayed in Luxor till the end of 2009. And that's when I came to Cairo for that concert, that one there. And that's when you came. And
Oh,
then
so
in
you were staying there?
2010, January,
Were
I
you
moved
living
to
in
Cairo.
Luxor? Were you living in Luxor, were you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow. So Cairo's
yeah.
only new for you. Okay. Interesting.
Well, it was new for me from 2010,
Wow.
but my first port of call was Luxor
It
for
Luxor.
over a year.
That's
Over a
amazing.
year.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Amazing, amazing. Had some Fiji friends visit as well. My mum came. It was incredible, beautiful, beautiful time. So I came to Cairo in 2010. Met a lot of great people, a lot of support. Got started. Everything was going well. Yeah, I'm in Cairo. Wow, done a year here. And then 2011, what happens? Ka-ching!
The revolution.
Thawra. So then we had the
I wasn't
revolution.
here actually for the
So
revolution.
yeah,
I
and
had
that's
left. I had left. I left in 2010. I went to London for about a year. Then I went back to Melbourne. So I wasn't here. Yeah. How was it?
well, I was here for the whole thing, and I was living
Wow.
like close enough to get the tear gas in my windows.
Well, I think
Yeah,
every musician, every artist needs to go through a revolution once in their lifetime, and you've done that. So, what happened afterwards?
absolutely. Otherwise, you're not qualified to sing the blues.
That's it. What was that famous song about the revolution will not be televised, televised, televised? Remember that song?
Yes,
I had
I
a,
do. I don't recall. Yeah, I do.
it's an old 70s song. My boss was from
Yeah.
Haiti. My boss at the media place I was working at, and she used to always play that song. This was about a year before it actually happened. The revolution will not be
Wow.
televised. Yeah. So,
Yeah, yeah.
what happened then? How come you stayed? How come you didn't just go back to Sydney?
Well, it was easy actually. Here's how it went. The Australian, my mother called my mother, oh, that mother of ours. She called not immigration, but whoever you call in Canberra. My daughter's in Cairo, blah blah. So someone called me from Canberra. I kid you not, from the government, from DFAT, and they said, "Look, we've got a flight coming out. Just go to the Conrad Hotel. We'll take, they'll take you out to the airport. We've got a flight going to Frankfurt." I said, "Oh, great." And what would I do when I'm in Frankfurt? Oh, and he laughed. He actually laughed. You'll have to find your own way from there. I said, okay, here's the deal. I've got enough money to pay the rent for 3 more months. Wouldn't buy me a coffee in Frankfurt Airport. So I think I'll stay. And if all the other Egyptians with their kids and families and no work and donkeys and all the rest of it, if they can handle it, I think I'll manage.
Wow,
And
what an
that's what I
attitude.
did.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And I told my family, and my sister got it. She was like, oh, man, you're looking great. You've lost weight. I'm like, yep, no food.
That worked. Yeah.
Yep, that worked. Lived on chips,
Wow.
packets of chips. Yeah, for a while. It
That's
was
it.
interesting. Interesting time, though. Interesting.
It was, yeah, it was. And then what happened then? You just kept staying on, and then you discovered the jazz scene, or you were an actual pioneer of the jazz
I
scene. I
was
mean, jazz
actually,
scene's always been
oh, no,
around.
no, there were other pioneers. Yahya Khalil, definitely a pioneer. There are other, Amr Salah, the Cairo Jazz Festival. These are the pioneers of jazz.
Yeah.
Um, but I just jumped in and joined them. I was grateful that they allowed me to be included. And as you knew, I met, you saw me in 2009, 2010. I'd actually gone to the Cairo Jazz Festival. I was playing at the Cairo Jazz Club. I had a gig at the Cairo Jazz Club when the Thawra happened, when the revolution happened,
Oh,
and
wow.
I was
What a
supposed to go the
story.
following night, but of course everything was closed. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So that was your
So
first
no, I
Cairo
stayed,
Jazz?
Mohammed, because I felt I could. Sorry?
Was that your first Cairo Jazz Festival, 2010?
It was the first one I attended. They didn't know who I was, so I
Yeah.
attended that one,
Yeah.
and then I joined the following year. Yeah, when they got back up and running. Yeah,
Yeah.
and interesting. 2011 was interesting for me because I met my husband.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, tell us a bit
So
about
yeah,
that. Yeah. So you met him in Cairo?
I met him in Cairo at a mosque, and that's a whole nother story. So yeah, people want to know, they'll have to come back another day. Um,
Okay. So your
but
your
it's
husband's
an
Egyptian,
interesting
isn't
story.
your husband is
So
Egyptian?
I met him in Cairo. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's Egyptian from Sohag, Upper Egyptian.
Wow.
Yeah, so interesting.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
and since then, I said to him when we met, I said, "You're going to need a passport, and we're going to be traveling." And we've lived in Indonesia. We went to Bali for 2 months. We lived at the Sheraton there because I opened that new property, and we also went to Japan for a jazz festival, and he performed. He
Wow.
sang a mawawil in the jalabaya and the little cap, and he sang, and the guys played a rit. So that was
Wow.
fabulous. I loved that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What has Egypt done to your music style and your music inspiration? Has it changed the way you sing, the way you see music, the way you play music?
That's a great question. Well, I think when you're subjected to, and I don't mean that negatively, just positively, like you're hearing these sounds. Like I live in an area where you'd probably mostly be hearing Khartoum type thing, more classical Egyptian music, a little
Yeah.
bit of shabi. When you're constantly exposed to that, of course it's going to influence you. Whatever you listen to influences you. I'm very careful about what I put in my body, not just food, but vision. What do I look at? I'm careful about what I see. I don't just watch everything. I'm very careful about what I listen to. And this is why Egypt has worked for me, because the music that the people play is good for my ears. And it must influence you some way. But I still sing jazz. So, sometimes there'll be a bit of that, like, but not a lot of it. Yeah.
Amazing. So let's talk about the different genres. So you do a bit of jazz and obviously a lot of jazz and scat and Pacific melodies. So can you give us a little example of a sample of Pacific melodies, what it sounds like?
So that's a different, a whole different feel, just the beats are different, all of that's different.
Wow.
And those songs are out there, they've been released, and I've been very grateful. I'm very grateful that these things have done well.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
10 years, that song was still one of the top Pacific songs recorded. It's very, very,
Amazing.
very grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Tongan song I recorded. The beats are very different. Soul jazz, in Egypt, as you probably know, there's quite a big market for what they call -1, which is basically just performing with karaoke backing.
Yeah.
And it's just called playback in other cultures and stuff like that. But there's a big market for that in Egypt. And my genres are jazz, reggae, soul, pop, light classics, that type of thing. So
Wow.
it's quite diverse.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Mm.
That's a whole lot there, Michelle. It's a lot. So
Oh, not the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, I did sing "O mio bambino caro," but I sang it high. I
yeah.
did sing that once in Auckland, New Zealand,
Oh,
live.
wow. Okay. We've got a
I
couple of
know it was
fans
scary.
from New Zealand listening today. If you're listening, well,
Kia
I'm sure
ora, kia ora.
that's it. So, what was the reception of Egypt to you? Like, how did Egypt embrace you? Because Egypt's a funny place. It either, swallows you up or it embraces
Yes,
you and, builds you.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Very, very well said, Hamid. Very well said. It is a funny place. And I've seen people who've loved Egypt, and I've watched them being kind of kicked out, like for many reasons they've had to go. And I'm here, and I don't actually really want to keep staying here, but I'm still here. And both Ali and I are like, what are we doing here? Why are we still here? Now, we do travel. So it's a very good base. Cairo's a good base. But yes, what is it about Egypt? And, there's been ups and downs. Um, Musicians have been fabulous. Some, to be absolutely honest, have not. Um, Jealousy has been, I've not witnessed such jealousy before in other countries. And that I found quite surprising because I'm not used to that. Generally
Yeah,
musicians, we all just hang together, we do our thing, and we all, we're all good. But I found that here. I have found that here.
yeah,
Um, but I just keep going, Mohammed. I feel I say to myself, if I'm not meant to be here, I'll go. It's as simple as that. Something will happen and I'll go, and I'm still here.
yeah. We'll
I'm still gigging.
give a little bit of a picture of life in Cairo for our, say, our Australian audience. So, for an Australian to live in Cairo or come to, what are they going to expect? What are they going to see? Because a lot of my friends that come visit me eventually, and they're like, "Oh, it's pretty cool. It's pretty good. I didn't think it was like that." They got this imagination that it's dangerous.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like Iran or something. And I'm like, "No, mate. It's not
yeah.
Iran. It's Cairo.
No,
It's
I
fantastic.
just
It's
had
bustling." Yeah.
I just had some Fiji friends. They're still on tour. They brought me some nice Fiji snacks. There
Oh,
we
cool.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, darlings. And they were also surprised. They said, "Oh, wow, it's great. It's not, is it dangerous?" It's like the question I ask when people say, "Oh, is it safe?" It's like, no, it's not safe. I chose to live in an unsafe place. I thought I'd find the unsafe place and go and live there. If you know me, that's not my style. I don't do that. I'm not a thrill seeker. Um, I think it's a lot safer than most of the countries I've lived in.
Yeah. Me
I can
too.
walk down the street at 2 a.m. in the morning without no qualms whatsoever.
Yeah.
Completely different attitude, different way of looking at things, a different way, and it depends on how you are and what sort of person you are. You can create your bubble in Cairo. You can have whatever it is you want. If you want high life, ritzy, glamour, blah, 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 you can have it. It's here. If you want low key culture, people, street life, you can have it. It's here. So you really can have whatever it is that you want to have. You can create that niche for yourself because you'll be fully supported. Cairo has everything. Absolutely everything. Top to
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah. And it's
What
got
do you
this.
think?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's also got
Mm.
the elder culture where all the younger people, all the younger citizens respect us. So I would walk down the street and there'll be young teenagers playing their rap music, and then they'll see me and they'll turn off the rap music out of respect for me, and they'll like wait for me to walk past. Or if I'd come
Oh,
home at 2 in the morning, they'll be sitting on the steps down there, and they'd actually get up and get out of my way and get me to go up and open the door, and that's amazing, pretty good. Um,
exactly.
I didn't have any,
Exactly.
yeah, and that's a big part of the safety because a lot of the
Yes.
crime, especially in Australia now, it's actually youth crime,
Mm,
and
mm.
there's a lot of young people in Egypt. I think it's like 60%, which is like under 28.
Mm.
If they turned on us, they could get rid of all of us in 20 hours, but 24 hours. But they're so polite and so nice to us.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
And I think it's a mutual thing. Like if you say hello to them and, salam alaikum, just if you're greeting people as you're going along in
yeah,
your day to day, and then they start to know you and then they know who you are, where you are. You're not having a relationship. It's not a friendship as such, but you're acquainted.
yeah,
I always say if I were to fall down in the street outside my apartment, the beggar knows who I am. I know his name. The guys selling stuff from the carts all know who I am, where I live. They all know my husband. I'm sure they would come and pick me up.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Egyptians love
Yeah,
getting involved and helping and giving a helping
yeah,
hand. They'd love that.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you've played in some of the most iconic places in Egypt, haven't you? You've played on the Ewart stage, which is the
Oh, yeah.
main stage of the American University, which the most famous of singers have sung on it, American
Mm,
and Egyptian.
mm.
Um, you sing every year at the Australian Embassy ANZEG Memorial Advanced Australia Fair.
Well,
Um,
no, not just that.
yeah,
And it
and the
hasn't,
Egyptian.
it's a bit. and the Egyptian anthem in Arabic, and the New
Yeah.
Zealand anthem in English and Maori.
Oh wow.
So there's
So
three anthems I do at
that,
ANZEG. But that's not a given. It's just happened to be that way. I say to them each year, look, if you've got someone else you'd like to use, go ahead. But
and they
I'm
haven't.
grateful to be able to do that.
That's fabulous. Yeah. And
Mm.
ANZEG actually that sponsors our program actually stands for the acronym stands for Australia, New Zealand, Egypt.
New Zealand.
So you're doing it all.
I
Yeah.
love that.
So
Yeah, I
what's your
love that. So yeah, the anthems in three languages. The stage I haven't been on is that one in Ramses, the cultural music.
the Arabic
It's also
Abdul Wahab stage. That's a beautiful,
yeah,
great acoustics in there.
it's
Great acoustics.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's on my list, my to-do
We can
list.
organize that. It's part of the Opera House. I know the guy
It
that runs
is.
people that run it. Yeah. You never
Help
know.
me.
Yeah.
Help me live the dream, Mo.
It's a great space.
Thanks.
I took my uncle there before he passed 5 years ago. We went in there at night actually because I was trying
Mm.
to get a concert done in there. Yeah, it didn't happen, but it. Oh, yeah. Have you sung at Rahani Theatre? I was running that for about a year in
Mm.
2018 in Ahmad Street. It's a great acoustic in there.
No,
Yeah, I did a
no, I
concert in there
haven't.
with
Put that on the list.
Ehab Shawi. Remember Ehab Shawi?
Yep,
And
yep,
Ashraf
yep.
Suelam.
Mhm.
And I
Yep.
had Gomer there, and who's the guy that
Nice.
sings all that Frank? Yeah, we did it for, and then what's his name took over? Ashraf Abdel came and took it over, turned it into a theater. I actually opened it up. It was all dusty and ruined in
That
there.
must have
We
been
it
fabulous.
was. Yeah, we're
I
trying
love
to
all
do
those
something.
buildings in that street. Yeah.
They're great. They're great and old.
Mhm.
So where are you singing at the moment? You're singing at El
Well,
Barrio.
right now, nowhere
Yeah.
because it's Ramadan. We have a month off. Yay! This is our holiday. I was chatting to another musician. I said, so what are you going to be doing? Break! Break! So pretty much all the five-star hotels stop their music, this type of music. So they'll have like folkloric or Islamic, bands, but not us. So every year in Ramadan, we get a month off. So right now, my last gig was at Florencia Restaurant in Flamenco Hotel Zamalek. That was on Saturday for Valentine's Day. Prior to that, the day before was Kempinski, Nile, Garden City. That's kind of a regular Friday gig, beautiful gig with a baby grand piano, lovely pianist, Dr. Sami Ibrahim. And then I'm very grateful to be on the Peacock Hospitality Circuit, which is Ox, the one Ox and two El Barrios. They have an El Barrio in Heliopolis and one in Galleria 40, Sheikh Zayed.
And they've got one
So
in
that
North.
circuit is also amazing.
You got to get up to the North Coast too
And
in the
Sahel,
summer.
yeah, in
Sahel.
the North Coast.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's a pop-up in the summer, exactly, as you said. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I've been
run by
busy.
my
I've
good
been
friend
very
Ashraf.
busy.
He was in one of my plays many years ago. He's a great man, great musician, great voice. He sounds like Tom Waits. If
Ashraf
you hear
Habashi?
Habashi, yeah. He's got that really
Oh,
strong,
I
deep whiskey
absolutely
sound. Great, great.
love his style. Love his style.
Yeah,
And I met him when I first came to Egypt and we did some stuff together actually.
yeah.
So he's one of the people I've known from the beginning,
Wow.
So from
Yeah.
2010, I met him in 2010. Yeah, and we did some concerts together at Sawi. And I love his style. He's got such a good voice
Yeah.
and such a good musician, great drummer.
Great
Yeah,
drummer,
yeah.
great singer, great man, great
Lovely
entrepreneur. He
person.
has it all, really. He really is one of the
Lovely
great
person. Yeah.
personalities that actually helped me to
Yeah. Grateful. I'm great. And
love
now
this
I'm
place.
working for him.
That's
As of
amazing.
last year, I started working for him. Oh.
Yeah. So, who are the notable people that you remember working with in Egypt? Like, give you some Egyptian musicians that reminisce and remember.
Oh.
Yeah, some of the greats.
Oh, well, look, I'm not that old. I haven't been here that long. So I'm still seeing these people.
16 years it's a long time. I'm sure you got some stories.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yahya Khalil, I have to be honest, was like my first major supporter.
Yeah. So
Him and Dudi Salah.
Who's
Dudi
Yahya
Salah is
Khalil
a
for the Australian audience? He was the jazz musician that learned jazz in America. It wasn't in the 70s.
Yes, but he's an iconic drummer,
Yeah,
and he's one of the he was in that very first big band, what I call the big band, which is a band of, it was all Egyptian music, but
yeah.
it was Mohammed Munir, Fatih Salama, Yahya Khalil, and and others. And all of those musicians have gone off on their own individually. I mean, Fatih Salama has received a Grammy, the only Egyptian to receive a Grammy, and all of them have made incredible careers in their lives. So Yahya Khalil saw me at the concert you went to, and he said, "Who is she? What does she do?" And he put me into the Cairo Jazz Club with him, and that it went from there.
Yeah, that's an
And I said to
institution,
my
isn't it, that
friends and
place?
family, if I can't make it from that one concert, if I don't kick it from that concert, then I'm really not meant to be here. And he did that for
Wow.
me. So grateful to him. Yeah. So he's amazing. Naya Nagy, I mean, I did a concert with him, and not a full orchestra, but a beautiful ensemble, and that was in Alexandria. And
So Naya Nagy, for our
that
listeners,
those things.
is one of the biggest conductors now in Egypt, classical and the Cairo Celebration Choir, and he even did the conducting for the opening of the museum. Just letting our audience know who he is. He's a great
Oh
man,
no,
very
do.
generous man. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So go on. So whenever you throw a name, I'm gonna just stop you and let the Aussie audience know
Oh,
who we're
do.
talking about.
Oh, do, because you're great at that. You know this.
Yeah.
Um, Now, Naya Nagy, this is something I want to share with the audience. As a jazz singer, if you have one musician like a pianist or a guitarist, you're in heaven, like, oh my God, I've got a musician. Oh, thank you. Bow down and whatever. But if you've got two, oh, I've got a bassist, wow, now you're in clover. If you have a drummer as well, whoo, you're up there, man. You're up there, because that's how jazz is. We don't rate. Rock band. Yeah, I need five guitarists, man. I have to have five guitarists in my rock band. All that's big bands, all that. Jazz, we're lucky if they can afford another musician. So I never in my life dreamed that I would ever sing jazz with an orchestra of any sort. Now, that takes me back to Magdi Boghdadi. He has been supported and used me with the Boghdadi Big Band, which is horns. That blew my mind the first time that happened.
Yeah.
So the first time I played with that band, I just went like, okay, the dreams come true. There's nothing more I can ask for. I have played with a big band on stage. Wow, not once, but numerous times. But to then have this Naya Nagy with the orchestra, like I've
The
never had a
orchestra.
harp before, marimba and cellos. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yep.
that was a dream. That was the
Yep.
dream. And it happened twice. I have had, oh my gosh, Abdusalam was the
Shady
second
Abdus
time was with, yes, with
the violinist.
Maestro
Yep.
Shadi Abdusalam.
Yep.
Yes,
He's also a great
he
maestro.
put
Yep.
me on the second. I love him too. Oh, they're both beautiful people.
Yeah, he's lovely.
And
He's
that
lovely.
was with
Was this on the
yeah,
Alexandrian
with
stage at
the,
the Alexandrian Library?
yes,
Yeah.
Biblioteca.
How good is
Yes,
that? How good is that hall? It's got like 1,800 seats.
beautiful,
It's massive.
beautiful,
It's bigger than the Opera House here in Cairo.
beautiful. Yeah.
And great acoustics, massive hall. You're on the water. You walk outside for a smoke or a whatever, and you see the Mediterranean in front of you. We did a concert there with Joseph Tawadros. Actually, I brought him here,
Yes.
um, 2020 end of 2024, and we had the Alexandrian Orchestra, and Tawadros played for the first time in Egypt with an orchestra, um, on that stage. And then after that, Salah Amra took him for the jazz festival. But yeah,
Yes.
how great is that stage? Amazing.
It's incredible. And those are dreams that have come true. That's why I feel blessed to
Yeah,
have played with both of them, Shadi Abdusalam and Naya Nagy.
yeah,
These are the conductors we're talking about.
yeah,
And their ensembles, to have done that even just once in my life is phenomenal. But I've done that now twice. And I just feel super blessed because, as I said, it's not a common thing for a jazz musician or a jazz singer. A lot of jazz singers never have that opportunity. So they understand what I'm saying, you know, when I say that that's just phenomenal. And that happened in Egypt. Yeah.
I was going to just show you something. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I came to Egypt 2009, left in 10, came back in 12 to do a play, and then went back. I decided after leaving 2010 I'll never come back. I just said no.
Why?
It's too hectic. I was too young. I was too young.
Okay.
It was too hectic for me. And then I went back to Australia and I missed it. And I said I'll come back for a holiday. So I came back and did a play 2012, and then 2013 I said I'll go for another holiday. And I came with this book. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on.
Oh, no, it's disappeared.
Oh, it disappeared.
The
Okay.
background keeps coming up.
Here we go.
Oh, yes. Music, theory, workbook.
This is the only book I came with in 2013.
RMIT.
Yeah. And it was just the one book I came with. And for some reason, that book, it was a sign to tell me that Egypt is full of music. And my life has been full of music since I've been here, more than in Australia, by the way. In Australia, I used to go watch a lot of music and
Yes.
a little bit part of the scene in Melbourne. But here, it's full of music, isn't it? Egypt
Yeah.
is a music
Yeah.
nation. It embraces
I
music. It
totally
loves.
agree with that sentiment.
Yeah.
Mm.
So what is it about
And that
Egypt and
brings
the
me back,
music?
like you said, yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
the
it's the
internet's slowing down
heartbeat
a
of
bit.
the
Yeah,
world, isn't it?
it is. But
Egypt is the
Egypt
heartbeat of the world.
and they take their music so seriously, more than a lot of other countries, I reckon.
Yes. Yes. And that takes me back to what you were just saying, like you came back. When I came to Egypt, it was for a 3-month contract. Do you know I haven't been back to Fiji? I never went back.
Wow,
I haven't been back to Australia. I've been in
that's
Egypt the
amazing.
whole time. I never went back. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's scary in a way. No, and I think because the music history is so old, you know.
Yeah,
A lot of what we're hearing is pharaonic. A lot of, but it's not specifically said so. But, I mean, look at Shamanism. That's part of the Christian sort of Easter thing,
Easter.
but it's
Yeah,
fully pharaonic that day.
it
And
is.
even the songs are not Arabic.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what's the weather doing for you in Egypt? Like it's a big difference from Fiji and Australia, obviously. Could you?
That would be my biggest down because I miss the rain. I'm a
Me
Pacific
too.
girl,
Yeah,
I miss the rain. When I first came to
the rain and the
Luxor, I used
heat.
to dream. I used to
Yeah,
dream it was raining. I used to dream I could hear the rain and I'd wake up and it would just be dust. The
yeah.
dust does my head in, can't handle. Even after all these years, I'll never
All
get
these
used to
years.
this dust. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think after four
So the
years,
weather,
it just
no, doesn't work. Sorry?
There was an English writer that said if you don't clean the dust for 4 years, it doesn't get any worse. So you just leave it there for 4 years, and it just doesn't get any worse. You just as long as it gets over 4 years. Yeah, I struggled a lot
I
with the
love
weather.
that. That's excellent. Well, in my house, the dust bunnies rule. I don't even fight them. Yeah, I
Yeah, me
just do a good
too.
vacuum every now and then. But yeah, yeah,
That's it. That's it.
yeah.
What
But
was I gonna?
if you're traveling, and that you can get your rain elsewhere. We've been doing Jordan regularly for quite some time, and they have rain and snow, so that
Yeah,
gives you a bit of a reprieve.
and
But
Lebanon
otherwise,
too.
it's a dry country, guys.
It is very
Mm,
dry.
mm,
Yeah, I
mm,
couldn't handle the weather here. It was
mm.
like the heat was way too much. I couldn't even tell when it was spring. I couldn't tell the difference between spring and summer. It was just like nothing changed. But now I can. I guess the longer I've stayed, I
Okay.
can actually look into details to find out when it's autumn or fall in America,
Mm,
when it's
mm,
spring. But when I first got here, it was just like really, really hot and really,
mm.
really cold in the winter. But now I think as we get
Yeah.
older and more, you just become more in tune with it. Your
Yeah,
body gets synchronized to the
I've
place.
always noticed the seasons, but they're very short. Autumn and spring are very short seasons in Egypt. Um, The summer, I don't mind. I don't use air conditioning. Most people are shocked when they hear that. I don't have air conditioning or a fan in summer in Egypt, in
You don't have
Cairo.
you're not even a
I
fan?
just go to sleep. No.
I can yeah, in the room I don't like having any fans or air conditioning, yeah. But out in the lounge room maybe a little bit. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's changed us. It's made us who we are today. We are happy
Yeah.
for being here and still having the strong connection with Australia, New Zealand, Fiji. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, Michelle. And
Thank
anyone
you.
who comes to Cairo, you are an important Australian living in Cairo, and you always have been. And you're a pillar of our, communication circle. You're always at the functions and the celebrations at the embassy, and we all love you there. And I think also
And New
people,
Zealand too, Mo. New Zealand has been a big part of my life as well, you know.
yeah.
My mother's a New Zealander. Yeah.
Well, we've got to
So I'm
combine
glad you've got
our.
the NZ in there.
Yeah, we've got my partner, the partner of ANZEG is he's from New Zealand, and I just discovered that my cousin, whose father, my dad brought him to Australia in the 50s. So my dad went to Australia in the 50s, brought my uncle. They're all passed now, so the cousin lives there, and his wife's from Fiji. So shout out to WA family, Fiji, Egypt, and
Mulavinaka,
New Zealand, yeah, New Zealand connection. And so it's all
kia
been
ora.
lovely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Michelle. Would you like
Thank
to,
you. Pleasure.
can I ask you for something before we go? We've got about 40 seconds. Would you like to give us a little tune?
Mm.
Get us out with a tune? Any tune, if you like.
You and I think we know the reason why, and yet it's still quite charming. What's in store? It seems we've played this scene before, which makes it less alarming. Dim the lights and let's go on pretending that this time it's real. Round and round the carousel is winding down, but still we dream of love.
Wow, I love
Thank you,
that you've
beautiful
been.
people.
Thank you. Michelle Rounds, everybody, on Hashem's podcast, brought to you by ANZEG Institute, Australia, New Zealand, Egypt, and also adding Fiji to that. Thank you so much, my dear. Have a great day and have a good break for Ramadan, and I'll see you soon at the embassy.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Lots of
Good
love.
day, everyone. Bye.